You sit down at your desk to work. You hear a single chime, check a single notification, and suddenly 45 minutes have vanished into a bottomless feed. 45 minutes of lost time represents the successful operation of a heavily engineered behavioral delivery system. The scale of this capture is staggering. Because we are constantly interrupted by notifications and switching between different apps, the average human attention span on a single screen has dropped to just 47 seconds. Every time we toggle between these digital stimuli, we increase our cognitive load, the total amount of information our active memory can process at any given moment. This constant context switching drastically fatigues the brain, depleting the very mental resources required to put the phone down. To understand why we are losing control of our own time, we need to analyze the specific architecture operating just beneath the glass of the screen. The surface layer of a social media app is designed to capture and hold human behavior, utilizing the psychological mechanics found on a casino floor. These platforms rely on variable ratio reinforcement. In the 1950s, behavioral psychologist B.F. Skinner proved that subjects repeat behaviors far more compulsively when rewards are delivered on an unpredictable schedule. Modern interfaces map this clinical science directly onto your smartphone. The pull to refresh gesture requires a physical downward drag, followed by an algorithmic delay, mimicking the physical action and psychological anticipation of pulling a slot machine lever. You never know if you will get a high-value notification or nothing at all. The infinite scroll feature accelerates this loop. By continuously loading new content as you swipe, the interface removes all natural stopping points, like a page break or a click for more button. It deprives your brain of the physical cue required to consciously evaluate whether you actually want to keep reading. These design choices bypass your active decision-making processes. They lock you into a passive consumption loop, where the friction to continue is zero, and the friction to stop requires active mental effort. This animated diagram shows a cross-section of the human brain, mapping the role of dopamine. Dopamine functions as an anticipation and reward prediction signal. The chemical spike happens before the reward is received, providing the neurological motivation to keep searching. As this unpredictable reward loop repeats, the brain minimizes metabolic effort by shifting control away from the prefrontal cortex, the area behind your forehead responsible for conscious, goal-directed decision-making. Activity increases in the default mode network and the basal ganglia. These are the brain's habit centers, built to run ingrained routines with minimal conscious oversight. Once these deep structures take over, your active, thinking brain is effectively offline. Scrolling becomes automatic because the behavior has been transferred to these stimulus-response loops. Attempting to stop through willpower alone requires consciously overriding neural pathways designed for efficient, habit-driven execution. The sign at Meta headquarters represents the physical side of the attention economy. Within this system, platforms monetize human attention by selling predictive user profiles to advertisers. To maximize that profit, recommendation algorithms optimize strictly for revealed preferences. The system ignores what you explicitly state you want to see, and instead measures exactly what you physically linger on in the heat of the moment. Because human beings are highly reactive to perceived threats, outgroup hostility and polarizing content generate the longest lingering times. The algorithm systematically amplifies outrage because emotional reactivity guarantees maximum engagement. The algorithm has no directive to inform or satisfy you. Its sole mathematical function is to harvest your screen time and keep the data loop running. Pitting raw human willpower against supercomputers optimizing for your neurological vulnerabilities is a guaranteed loss. The emerging science of digital well-being provides a different strategy. Behavioral habits are entirely context-dependent. The only reliable defense against an engineered environment is to physically alter your own. You have to introduce friction back into the system. Deleting apps or simply disabling mobile data for social feeds severs the automatic reflex of opening them the second you feel bored in a checkout line. You must also protect your biology. Banning light-emitting screens 2 hours before bed prevents blue light from suppressing your melatonin. This period of disconnection is biologically required for the brain to achieve cognitive restoration and process the day's information. Clinical data shows even partial interventions work. Cutting out just 30 minutes of daily scrolling improves your executive control, lowers your daily anxiety, and increases your baseline emotional resilience. By understanding the exact mechanics of the habit loop, you can stop operating as a passive data point for a recommendation engine. You can reclaim your 47 seconds of attention, and you can finally close the app.